Good morning. It's Thursday, October 16, 2015. We're here at a job. Gonna change out a sewer line. Just got the excavator dropped off and I'm getting ready to get started on the work here. But today's video is about letting your dreams turn into a nightmare. And I knew a young man who was raised by family members. He wasn't raised by his mother. And he had dreams of being rich like Pharrell. And he lived with family members for about 10 years. And when he finally got to a point of being an adult, he had an opportunity to actually go to Florida to try to live out the same pattern that Pharrell lived out and become famous and wealthy like Pharrell. And as the story goes, family members that raised him asked him to make a commitment that if he was not able to become as famous and as wealthy as Pharrell, that he would pursue going to university or learning a trade and just trying to live what we would consider to be a regular average life and maybe build from there. And ultimately, the young man's 21st birthday arrived and he continued to pursue this dream. Now, the dream, as it was laid out in the story, was that he was going to be famous, he was going to be rich, and he's going to be producing music, and he's going to be super wealthy, and he's going to do so much for his relatives for being so nice and gracious to let them live with him as he grew up. He eventually resigns himself to just working a regular job, making decent money, even gets married, gets divorced. And long story short, he's reunited with his mother later on down the road, and he continues to just live a fairly below average life. And I would say below average because he never got to a point after his divorce of being able to earn enough money to live on his own and to be able to afford a house and do the things that most adults look forward to doing in their lives. And he continued all that time to pursue his dreams. And last time I heard of this young man, he's 40 years old, still pursuing this dream and still living at home with his mother. And I'm just saying that the dream abandoned him, but for some reason he hasn't abandoned the dream. And so not letting go when the dream was properly at a point of actually letting go, he continued to pursue it, and he hasn't let go of it. And he can say he's living a pretty good life now, but I'm like, in terms of what you imagine your life was going to turn out to be, you lost. You know, in life you can win and you can lose, and winning means that certain things that you're looking to happen are actually fulfilled. But I don't see that being the way to go. But so many young men today are continuing to live with their mothers, pursuing dreams and being frustrated by the dreams. And all I can say is good luck to you guys. Life is so full and rich of opportunities that you guys could easily have a very satisfying life if you just put forth the effort and turn away from this, I have to have this dream. Because the more you say you have to have it, the more the dream is going to turn your life into a nightmare. I had a dream that I was gonna be married and my two sons were gonna grow up to be very successful young men because their father was a very successful man. I started out as a firefighter. I wanted to be a medical doctor. I became a paramedic, and ultimately in becoming a paramedic, I saw an avenue to where I could go and become a medical doctor. But I wasn't able to get through PA school because the plan for me was after I left the fire department, I was going to go to PA school, become a PA, and then start doing whatever I needed to do to prepare myself for medical school because I knew I was going to make a lot of money. I was going to make pretty much as much money as I was making as a paramedic, but I wouldn't be physically stressing my body out as much as as I was working as a firefighter. But that wasn't to be. But I got into construction and didn't realize how much money is available in construction. I mean, the amounts of money available in somebody who's willing to apply themselves and work hard and to not just work, but to acquire these skills. I acquired skills in electrical, got licensed as an electrician. I acquired skills in HVAC, got licensed as an HVAC contractor. And then I got skills and knowledge in plumbing. And all of these trades have afforded me a wonderful opportunity to make a whole lot of money in a very short amount of time. And since I've been divorced, I can now focus and dedicate more of my time to building my business, building my brand, building, building, not dreaming and being frustrated that my dreams are being frustrated because the world, I would say for a guy like Pharrell, the world was ready to embrace him. That's the thing. The world was ready to embrace him as an artist. The group, he was in that group called Nerd, N-E-R-D. I don't know what it stands for, but I went back and I've actually downloaded a few of those songs off of the various albums that were produced by Pharrell and his people. So he continues to build value. Those songs are valuable enough to where you listen to them on Spotify, YouTube videos or whatever. He's just making money because he built himself. Good morning. He built himself up. And, this young man built himself up, but it wasn't in the cards for him to have the success that Pharrell enjoyed, because if it was, it would have happened for him. And this would be a story of success, but this is a cautionary tale to anybody who has a dream. Make sure that if you have a dream and you detail it out, write it out, all the specific details that you want to have happen. Because these specific details, like, for example, by my 21st birthday, this is going to happen. Give yourself a deadline. And if it doesn't happen, what you need to do is look at that paper that you wrote many years ago and ball it up and throw it in the trash, and then think of some alternatives that you could do. And if you can't think of any, look at some of the people in your immediate vicinity and say, okay, I have family members that seem to be doing pretty well for themselves. Let me see if they can help me get on the right track. And don't just pick anybody. Pick the best one, even if it's the one that you hated the most. If it turns out to be somebody that you actually hated, it's not a matter of whether you love them or like them. It's a matter of results. If you hate this person and here it is, they're making crazy money, you need to sit down and talk to them. If you have a relative that's just kind of eking away, but they're just so nice and sweet and kind, like your mother or your auntie, you need to disregard any recommendations they're going to have for you and start really making some serious moves. So don't let your dreams turn your life into a living hell and a living nightmare. I mean, for somebody to spend 20 years past their dream deadline and still have this as a dream, that's more of a delusion than a dream. Because your dream was, by my 21st birthday, this is all going to happen. You know. So the mothers, I'm pretty sure that his mother, don't let nobody turn you away from following your dream. No, life turns you away. Give it up. Or be a broke buster for the rest of your life. Talk to you guys soon. Peace.